Okay,
Yes.
Yep.
okay. So I welcome you all to this Maverick session. So in this session, we would be discussing about FSO, that is Financial Services Operations. It's one of the first industry-based solution that has come up in the Paris release. So I request you all to be on mute if that sounds. Okay, so where were we? So let's start. And first, I'll give you a brief about me. I am Dhruv Gupta and I'm currently working as a ServiceNow consultant at Cognizant, Google Hall of Famers, one of the guys who started this Mavericks meetup group. If you want to read my blogs, you can always go to this website, and if you want to connect with me, LinkedIn is the place. So, plan for today. So, we'll start with ice breaking that we have already done. Then I'll hand over to Kopal to guide us through that session. Then we'll have Pranav who will take us to this small lab and some Q&A sessions, quizzes, lucky draws. So you will have some options to win official ServiceNow merchandises. So that I have shared like a spinner with a charger option. So let's start. Let's focus on our session. So over to you, Kopal.
Thank you, Dhruv, and hello everyone. Thank you for joining us today. It is my pleasure to be the speaker of the day, and I am Kopal Garg, currently working with Deloitte USI. And as Dhruv mentioned, we are going to talk about this newly launched product of ServiceNow today, Financial Services Operations, that is FSO, easy and short, right? So since it is very new, we are still exploring, and we'll try to give you a zest of it today. We will try to keep it simple because keeping in mind that everybody is new here and it's a new experience, and we will be hearing, most of you might be hearing it for the first time. So we'll try to maintain the pace. I'm sure many of you have come across either a financial client or working for one of them. Even if that is not the case, at least we all are real-time users for one of them, right? So don't worry, this session is for all of us and it's going to be super easy to understand. Much of the financial industry digital transformations focus on front layer as of today. So you see, like creating more responsive, consistent, personalized user experience, whereas where the whole process lies, the whole client experience lies, it lies in the core of it, that is the middle and back office. What I mean by middle, back, front, I will come back to that point again. So if I talk about financial institutes, they can be divided into three layers of operations: front, middle, and back, right? And as I said, that 80% of the services and processes are still they are handled by core of it, that is back and middle offices. And these offices are still disconnected. They are still operating in their silos. They still have a lot of systems that they use to operate, and ultimately which hinders the whole experience. So no matter if we have a lot of front layer tools, every financial institutes have modernized a lot. They have provided you their websites, their mobile applications, or maybe some artificial intelligence. They have virtual agents, but the whole core process lies in the back and middle still, which is still operating in this fragmented way of working. So as financial institute adopts more new systems, technologies, and process to create a seamless flow of information, there will be various digital transformations happening, and the updates and upgrades to new from legacy often leads to more complexity, right? So being ServiceNow developers and architects, I think the whole audience belongs to ServiceNow developers. We all know what ServiceNow platform has to offer, right? We all know how we can streamline a process. If we know how disconnected system are, if we know how to make a workflow behind it, we know what ServiceNow has to offer. But Now you can do even more with this first industry specific purpose built functionality. So it's a first ServiceNow product which is built for an industry specifically, which is for financial institute. That's why ServiceNow has launched this FSO. Talking about this architecture which we have on the screen, the FSO is built upon the best of Now components and brought it to financial services. It has ServiceNow as its foundation. If you see the bottom layer, so you can see that it has all the sophisticated data models that ServiceNow has to provide, like integrations hub, artificial intelligence, NLU, workflows, everything. So it harnesses the power of all these all the data models, all the major components ServiceNow has to provide, and built on top of it the customer workflows. So it is using CSM on top of it. So it is not a standalone product, mutually exclusive to platform and CSM. So customers can take advantage of all ServiceNow modules, all ServiceNow components, and CSM. And if you see the third layer, that is financial services, which is built on top of it, and also empowered the fintechs to build on top of the out of the box provided, so they can have their own workflows apart from what ServiceNow out of the box offers. So if you see, there is a middle layer which says BIN, which is an industry framework which binds these together, right? ServiceNow platform, CSM, financial operations. What it does is that it binds with the financial institute the whole process, the data models together. So now you know how much it has empowered the financial institute. So you know how it can streamline, automate, and future-proof critical operations in all three layers of financial institute offices. It offers a pre-built applications for cards, payments, and loans, and will be adding integrations to the core banking system along the way. So the vision is to build robust ecosystem of financial services. So which I say, like, started with Paris, card and payments were introduced. Later on, they introduced the loan operations also. So a lot more is coming up. So that's the vision of ServiceNow. Started with the retail banking. Two foundational financial needs were introduced, that is card and payment. So these come under retail banking. Out of the box application is pre-built for these two needs. So they have their own workflows, their data models, their business logics and analytics. So now let's jump into some details of all three of them, right? What we are going to do is that we are going to compare the current situation of financial institute and how ServiceNow FSO will improve that. Let's get started with the card operations first. There are multiple types of services which are offered under card operations. Let's start with cards onboarding, right? So just think about a real-time scenario where you want to apply for a new card, right? And I'm sure most of you might have come across with this situation that you want to apply for a new card. So this is how typical card onboarding looks like today for most of the financial institutes. It looks a little bit complicated, but let me deduce it for you. In the left, if you see, there are the personas who are involved when a card onboarding happens. Let's suppose you are a customer. There is a relationship manager, there is a credit liaison, credit admin, KYC team, contracts, implementation team, card services, business services, so many personas involved. And in the bottom, if you see, these are the disjointed systems that are involved. Like there are a few forms, there is some CRM involved, which financial institutes use currently, some legacy systems. Some third-party data services might also be there. A lot of Excels. Trust me, they have a lot of Excels which they still use to manually enter the data and track the whole system. Let's start with you walk into the bank. So the one that are marked in red, mail, walking to the bank, or phone calls are various mediums of raising a credit card request, right? So what you do is that you fill out a form, you submit it, then somebody checks the form, enter the data, and enters the data and then check if you have if you are even eligible for that card of type of limit you are applying for. If you are eligible, then there will be a KYC happening. Then the whole, complete the contract, issue a card. Someone might be printing a card. There will be a team who will be dispatching your card, and finally you will receive it. It's the ideal case scenario when everything is going in the flow. But think it that way that you missed a document, right? So the relationship manager has to reach out to you again that in the KYC something is missing and there is some input required from you. So this process typically takes, like in the best scenario, 10 days to 30 days or even more. Even I have experienced the same. So if I deduce it for you, it's that sometimes customer has to manually fill almost 5+ forms. There are a lot of phone calls involved. There are a lot of emails back and forth between the departments. You only know when you are submitting a request, you are talking to the front layer. But there is a lot happening in the middle and the back office, which is doing the KYC, checking your credit limit, and someone in the back office is doing, issuing you the credit limit, issuing a credit card for you, dispatching it, and all those stuff. So these tasks are not even, they are routed sequentially. Even there can be a scope of improvement here. I will come back to that point. And if you see, emails are the primary collaboration tool here, which moves forward your application. And a lot of back and forth, which I told you is happening. Even if you miss any information, somebody will be coming back to you, again going back, again sending a response to the another person who is responsible for that particular task. That's a typical scenario which looks like when you apply for a new card. Let's come to the after workflow, like when ServiceNow FSO is introduced, how it will make your life better. ServiceNow, it dramatically compresses the time. What it will do, it eliminates the emails and other soil system that are there in the work management system. If you see here, there is no requirement for the relationship manager. You can directly go, you can raise a case, somebody will pick it up. There's a agent who is working on it. There is a back office agent who might be working on a task which is associated to it. There can be tasks which are routing to the right person at the right time. There is a structures of the task in parallel. So there's a lot of activities that can happen in parallel and therefore reducing the time. Also, any external updates to the system, like the manual entry data, will be reduced. Since ServiceNow is already having, if you see the bottom layer, being the integration hub, we can utilize and integrate with the third-party system or other systems to automatically update it. And every task, if you see, is time-bound in ServiceNow. If you can have SLAs over that. So if you see, this whole process got streamlined, and therefore it has drastically reduces the time. It eliminates the redundant data collection, data entry, and communications. So just like a HR case or a CSM case, a banking a request like a card operations can be acted as a case in ServiceNow where agent is working. They have the agent workspace where they have whole view of what is happening. Think about it from the perspective of the head of the bank, like the head of the department. So he has a clear visibility what is happening, where all requests are coming, what exactly, how many are in progress. So there's a clear visibility of the tasks that are happening. I think we have few questions. I will take a pause here and let's see if anybody wants to ask any question, then I will summarize it.
So we have one question from Nitin. He's asking, what are the third-party integrations part of FSO?
Yeah, thanks, Nitin. There are a lot of integrations might be involved. For example, one with success factors. There can be few with the legacy, banking systems. They have I'm not sure all the like Pega is also there in some banking institutes, even financial institutes. All of them use that. So there are a lot of lot of other tools in the environment which can be integrated.
Yeah,
But
mainframes is one of the challenge.
yeah, so it's not easy with the Lloyd's Bank. It's they have already implemented it, and I had the same question. I asked it to ServiceNow leaders for FSO, and they said it was a little bit challenging, but they could overcome it. That's the beauty of technology, right? I hope I answered your question.
Uh,
Uh, Kopal, this Lokesh, I have actually quite loads of questions, so probably I
Mm-hmm.
won't ask all of them, but some
Mm-hmm.
of them. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so you mentioned that about that there is no need for relationship manager. So my question is, is planned that this service now will be rolled out to the end customer?
Yeah, you have customer service portal, the consumer service portal, I would say, where you can directly go and raise a case on your behalf.
Okay,
Yeah, you can
and
raise a request. But yeah, it is again challenging because banks also have their own websites where they use for customer login and onboarding. But they can be integrated with ServiceNow portals where you can raise a case for any card related operations or payment or loan related operations on your own.
okay. Okay, so you rightly said, because banks have their own portals, right? And they do not introduce new portals for a new functionality. So how this be embedded within the existing portal, a section saying that this is a part of
Yeah.
ServiceNow case journey,
Yeah,
right?
it won't be that easy, to be very true, which I also find. But yeah, definitely a smarter way of working has already implemented for few of the banks, and it was a very successful implementation as reported by ServiceNow, and they could
Okay,
successfully integrate it with some of the banks.
right. Okay, and the layers which you said, I'm talking about the top layer where you have card operations, right? Um, so what does it have? Does it have a fixed flow? So you started with as is process, and this is what is happening currently in the business, and you rightly mentioned that the process is inefficient. So once if business switch to service now,
Mhm.
the flow, is it a fixed flow that this is how business would, or are you going to go and tell business that you basically change your operation as per this flow?
No, no, no.
Or
That's the beauty of ServiceNow, Lokesh. So what happens in ServiceNow, it provides you out of the box workflows, right? So it's with all applications, all product that ServiceNow has to offer. But if that does not suits with your way of working, then you can always amend the processes. So
okay,
that's what I was telling in that slide, that it has four layers like
right.
ServiceNow components, then CSM, then FSO, which is out of the box. Now, on top of it, you also have, being a fintech institute, ability to make changes and adjust it with your process as per your processes.
Okay. Okay, Gopal. And since you mentioned Lloyd's, so that is transparent. I'm the person who implemented whole of the Lloyd's
Yeah,
Pega
yeah.
implementation. I'm not with Lloyd's anymore. Basically, I run my own company. I have consultancy, and I provide services, and I'm trying to actually set up a service now process practice within my company. Just trying to let you know so that there is no conflict of interest, and you shouldn't feel that someone from Pega Computer actually came to your call.
No,
I'm very much service now person. Okay, thank
yeah.
you.
Happy to have you here.
Yeah,
But yeah, it has been already shared by ServiceNow for the Lloyds Bank, so that's why I mentioned it, keeping it
yeah,
transparent. Yeah.
yeah.
okay, so next
Okay.
question we have from Namita. From
Mhm.
security perspective, how effective FSO compared to other apps?
Yeah, very good question. So ServiceNow will not store any sensitive data. It will be a system of transaction, not a system of data. it won't contain any information like your pins or anything like that. So it's going to be just a mode of transaction. So just like you have for HR or some other sensitive modules that are already there, financial services operation is going to be a lot more protected and will not be sharing any, or maybe it will not be storing any client information which is related to their finances. So it's just a transaction system of action. Yeah.
Definitely. Next one is Abra Jyoti. So what he is asking is this involved end-to-end credit card supply?
End to end, you mean to say that raising a case and then finally getting it dispatched?
That he has to tell. Come on, buddy.
Okay,
You
if
can.
this is the case. Mhm.
Yeah, so I meant to say like raising the case and end-to-end dispatch, that is true. And end-to-end means I mean whenever we have issued the credit card transactions and this kind of thing, all can be backed by ServiceNow.
Yeah, very well. Very good question, actually. So, starting from creating a new credit card request, change the credit card limit, decline credit card request, lost or stolen credit card, blocking your card. So, all of them are already inbuilt, and definitely you can make few new processes as per your own environment.
Okay, and is this can be used for the daily credit card transaction or any card transaction kind of?
No, it's just a system of actions. It's not storing all your transactions. It will remain in your banking softwares only. It's more like if any transaction happens and there is something like your card is stolen or there is some fraudulent transaction on your card, you can raise a request. So it's more like your assistance you need when you call a bank. It's not like it's storing your transactions and you can check your balance and everything in ServiceNow. Not like that.
Okay, sure,
Yeah.
sure. Thank you.
Okay, so next we have from Swan. I hope I'm
Oh,
pronouncing.
So, sorry, just to add with the same question. So it is kind of like the customer end user will be using service a portal and all, which are right now all the banking system are providing, and the back end of those will be going handled by the service now, right? Like if I'm raising a request from there, like suppose for new card, then like the request will be raised here. Just I will have the front end from the software which bank is providing, but the back end will be always supported by ServiceNow. This is how it will work.
yeah, can be supported by ServiceNow. I'm not saying always, but yeah, it can be supported by ServiceNow FSO. So it is to streamline the internal department of banking. And also, since you have raised this question, it is not going to replace, as of now, not proposed that it is going to replace any banking system, but just to join them all together.
Kopal, do you have anywhere where it is implemented in production?
Yeah, actually, even ServiceNow I've shared the evidences. So few banks, so I can share those references with you after this webinar.
I mean, not at the development stage. I mean, the production stage. They are live. That was my question, Komal.
Yeah. So ServiceNow has reported that they have implemented it for few banks. So, but since it is a very sensitive matter,
That's
nobody
fine.
can.
That's fine. What I'm interested in, Komal, that it's a cloud-based platform. So, well, question one is whether it's implemented in live or not for banks. Basically, I'm interested in. And second is what kind of data classification they had basically. Was it like the data is stored within the ServiceNow, especially custom data? Was it highly confidential? If you can find that out, that would be really great for me.
Yeah, sure. So I will send you few references after this call to all of you actually, that few references you can find where it has been implemented and what ServiceNow first called Dex say about it. There are a few trainings also available where you can check. ServiceNow has shared a lot on YouTube also. So those references I will share.
Okay, so
Okay,
so,
so let me summarize this for you.
so we'll take the questions afterwards. Okay, so
So
we
card
all
operations will be the ServiceNow. Any hashing concept involved from DB side. So that totally depends on Namita, on bank. What concept they are on the client, actually what concept they are using. So it's client specific. So card operations can be the connective tissue from front to back offices, and it can be work as a dedicated workspace for the back office card operations team to manage their work internally or even with the customers within their teams, back office systems, card networks in a single queue. And finally, with card operations, teams can receive their task, they can work on it within the time bound frames, and they have a clear line of sight what is important, what can happen in parallel. And as I mentioned earlier, there are many workflow that card operations is supporting out of the box, like new credit card request, change credit limit request, decline credit card, lost or stolen credit card, and block card. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Next operations that ServiceNow provides out of the box in its retail banking vision only is payment operations. It was also released under Paris. So banking across the world have heavily invested in digitizing their operations to meet customer demands, and payment was one of them, which was highly invested one from all the banks. They tried to cope up with that technology. However, payment issues are still disjointed and soiled systems. What ServiceNow FSO does is that it is going to streamline these processes, where it is going to join all the teams together, being a very sensitive and if there is any issues in your payments, how much panic it is going to create. So payment operations needs to be super quick and easy. However, that's not the case what we have today. So let me take you through the typical, existing payment operations, payment issues. How does they look like today? If you see this workflow, there is a customer, there is a branch or call center, inquiry analyst, a claim representative, a compliance team, and a third-party bank. So let's say there is an error in your payment that by mistake, customer send money to a wrong person. What happens is that you call the system, you call the bank, or either you visit the bank. So that's the first thing you are going to do, right? So they are going to create a case for you, and after that, there are a lot of if you see interactions happening after you submit the case to resolutions, almost 13 plus physical interactions are happening inside bank to fulfill that payment error issue. And these departments are heavily dependent on Excels to track and communicate their work, right? They all work on different systems, disconnected systems, and there is no core system of integration to feed workflow and feed in information. If you see that front office creates a case, enters into an internal system, there is no visibility after that to me what is happening inside. There are a lot of interactions happening inside. For example, they are involved in updating Excel sheets, sending emails to each other, contacting with the third party about that payment. Even if one system they are using to validate the customer, and another system they might be using to validate the payment details. So all these people who are working on this case are using simultaneously many systems which are disjointed, and they are working on a same case, but there is a redundancy of work which they are doing. So if analyst identifies, like for example, an analyst is working on your case and he identifies an issue and he needs more information. So what he will do, he will come back to the channel, via channel that they are using, maybe emails to the customer. For example, even this has happened with me. There was a error in a payment. They were reaching out to me by emails or maybe by phone calls. If I don't respond that time, they will reach out to me after a day or two. So that's complete delay of the process. And even that analyst might be interacting with the third party bank, and there also they're interacting by emails, right? What happens is that that person is dependent on the response of that other person bank, and whole process takes a lot of time. I'm sure you might have come across such a situation. If you see, so there are so many systems that are used in payment related stuff in banking. Swift, Visa, there are more systems like that, and information are stored in different systems. If I talk about how ServiceNow has streamlined it. Yeah, next slide, please. So there is like payment error that you have reported. You go, you find the transaction, flag it as incorrect, create a case. As soon as you raise a case, it might be a high priority case. Now what happens is that system assign it to someone. That person has employee dashboard where he can see and check all the information related to my account and make a decision on it. If it's a legitimate request or not. They can review and validate it, reach out to the recipient if required, or maybe reach out to the agent or different company at the same time. And so many transaction, if you see, has already been removed. So that's how initiate, investigate and resolve took place in a matter of time. There are some manual updates also required. So again, here also all the systems are integrated, and manual updates are already automated, reducing the human errors. So that's where payment in error workflow happens in ServiceNow. Let's move on to the next one, which was launched later on. Servicing, yeah. So similarly to the loan servicing, it was released as a part of Paris later update, where even if you see the normal scenario when it comes to loan servicing, it can ServiceNow has proved that it could take hardly 25 minutes. However, the current system takes a lot of time to fulfill it. Loan servicing processes are typically fragmented and disjointed at banks. You have a complete different departments when it comes to most of the Indian banks I have seen. There is no cohesive and linear processes to streamline this diverse loan servicing functions. So as of now, they are performed manually by interdepartmental, middle to back office. Most of the collaboration is done by email, spreadsheets, and there is a large margin of errors also here. There is a high administrative burdens, lots of papers you need to maintain everywhere. You have to keep a track of it. Ultimately, it's a poor customer experience. Even the head of the loan department does not have the visibility how many loans applications are there, what is happening, where the exact loan request is, and it's like it's a whole lot in itself to manage the team workload and drive operational excellence. Loan servicing cost has increased. It's a lot of cost involved for banks. What exactly happens with the ServiceNow when we have ServiceNow in place is that I won't take you a lot through this workflow because we all know how the loan servicing happens. You apply for a loan, somebody checks your credit history. There is a lot happens even for verifying if you are eligible for a loan or not, right? Okay, we have some questions, but I will take those questions after a while. So yeah, so how typical financial services bank loan operations are there. There are two types of loans: business loans and personal loans. Similar to business loans are for the corporation seeking loans, and personal loans are exactly for individual people. And ServiceNow is providing out of the box workflow to support business loans and personal loans. uh, there are different types of loans available, like term loans, vehicle loans, real estate loans, or SPA loans. And these all are again joined by the workflows and providing a great employee experience, and again good business and commercial customers relationship. um, Loan operations is again a pre-built business solution, and ServiceNow is providing out of the box workflow where you can amend those processes as per your needs, and it's again provide you the agent workspace to work on a loan, and multiple tasks can be triggered at the same time. Approvals can be there, even your being a customer, your account history, your credit limits, everything can be checked at the same time. So again, it is a streamlining and making the whole process collaborative and easy to work on. uh, that's all. uh, yeah, that was the gist of the financial services operations, where I just covered card operations, payment, and loan for you. uh, do we have questions?
Yeah, we do have some questions. Okay, so
Mhm.
let's start from the Suraj one. Last time we left at that point, so just give me a
Mhm.
second. I'll just figure out where he was. Lots of question, man. Suraj, how financial regulations are being taken care of?
What do you mean by financial regulations, Suraj?
Hi, this is Nitin. Let me add to that question. I think, for example, for ITSM process, we have the ITL framework. So, is there any standard on which the financial service operations is based on?
Yeah, financial services operations is based on BIAN. It's an industry-specific framework for financial institutes. So ServiceNow has participated with them and built it together.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
So it's not like coming out of ServiceNow, because I know it's a lot. So financial services has their own framework defined by BIAN. So it has been built in collaboration with their team, and yeah, we are very proud of having them and built it like that. Yeah.
Okay, so next question is from Eastern. Eastern, if
Hi, one more follow-up question. So, I was wondering for example, MSP instances where we have multiple companies in the same instance. So, whenever a customer says, let's onboard FSO, so is there an impact for other customers who are using the same instance? Is there any consideration we have to make, or since it's domain separated, for example, we don't have to worry within the FSO?
Yeah, FSO also support domain separation, and when it comes to sensitivity of data, like most of the bank does not, financial institute does not go for shared instance. That's I have seen, but yeah, even if they have, ServiceNow have this out of the box plugin also enabled, and Pranav will take you through the labs, what all is available, and yeah, it definitely supports, and there is no breach of data in that case.
okay, so next question was from Eastern. Eastern, if you can just put on your question, because I guess you are asking for PCI data. So ServiceNow doesn't work on that data thing, so it doesn't include any those critical informations. We don't need them in FSO, in short.
Yeah. So even if it is your card number, ServiceNow will not store your whole card number. It will store a very What I have seen is that not whole card number and its all details. It's just you using it just for the transaction purposes. So that's how this data is secure.
Then next question is from Muhammad. Are case table from Snow were integrated to consumer portal? Consumer portal, I guess, is a part of CSM itself.
Yeah.
It's B2C CSM. So
Yeah,
Mohammed,
so all CSM tables are already available for FSO also. So it extends that.
Mohammed, if you have any follow-up questions, or I guess if nothing, then Nitin, I guess your questions are answered, right? If you have anything, then you can.
I think there is one more. Any existing integration with credit card score rating systems? Out of the box, I couldn't find any. But yeah, what I understood from ServiceNow webinars is that you can build as many as you can. But that totally depends how much that third-party system is, available to integrate.
Hi, I have one question. Yeah, so I think just now you mentioned this FSO is extending the customer service table, right? CS, SM customer service. So my question is, let's say if somebody is already onboarded and they are working, since we are implementing this FSO, so the people I'm talking about the backend thing, right? The cases basically. So the fulfiller or the support agents, those who are already working on the cases. So how come this this data is segregated from the FSO, and how the agents are being restricted? Like, okay, so these guys are only allowed to see the CSM cases and not the FSO. So basically the transaction information, like the cases only.
Yeah, so the CSM will be for the bank client, right? So they will have the CSM stores the data for their customer, that is their end users. So why to segregate them?
No.
I'll just answer that thing. So FSO comes up with various roles. So every persona has a separate role for it and for different operations as well. So the workspace has been designed in such a manner that you will see only the thing that you need to see, nothing else, nothing less, nothing more.
Okay.
Yeah, right. And there are a lot of personas available, like even for card admins, card agents, just like you have for other modules. So if the question is about how you define the data, so it follows the same ServiceNow models of access layers.
Okay, so this application being actually treated as an external application, right? So basically, essentially, external is the, ServiceNow has so two things on the overall perspective. One is internal, another one is external. So I think this application is treated as an external application, right? So how that when I have access to external application, let's say CSM, we need to make sure that those persona or the set of people should not get access to all external application, because so recently we faced this challenge when we build one custom external application. So by default they are honoring external application access and they're immediately able to access that application. So when we say it's completely banking, so how do we restrict this application completely from set of people, those who already have access to these kind of external applications?
So all these are scope things. So even if you have access to system, you won't be able to get the view of these things unless you have the specified rules. So that is one thing. And how the consumers and the agents are segregated, so again those are also done on basis of rules and ACLs. So consumers have internal rules, external rules, so that they just see the system, and you can specify if someone has the which role, then either he should go to the portal or he should be allowed to go in the backend platform itself. So all those things can be managed, and FSO manages them out of the box just like any other module. So you don't need to worry about that. and if there is any specific requirement, then you can just modify the ACL or you can create your own, but all the weapons are there in the armor. So
Okay. Okay. So one last question. Sorry. So let's say CSM supports multiple like customers can be onboarded into the CSM application. Likewise, banking always prefers they want to use the instance alone. They don't want to share. I think you already covered it, but I just want to make sure. Let's say if somebody is asking, if I'm being a service company, if I want to offer this solution, I mean, do I need to go with individual instances or any other option that I can go with? Because CSM we have onboarded like thousands of customers within the same instance only. But for FSO, how do we go in that route, like onboarding multiple people?
So are you talking about data separation? Sorry, Kopal, I'm just taking this.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, not only data separation, even the workflows and stuff like that, right? Somebody may ask, some kind of customization. I mean, the first question is how to, put two banking. I don't know, maybe bank A and bank B within the same instance. If so, then how do we segregate the underlying architecture, like workflow and all those things?
Yeah, so we had this similar situation in another module, and there we actually implemented data separation with respect to by using some ServiceNow's concepts like business rules and ACLs.
Okay.
But ServiceNow says that if you really want a solid data separation, then go for domain separated instances. So there are two solutions for this. One is either go for domain separated instances. Next, implement something custom, that is by utilizing ACLs and business rules to hide the data with respect to, let's say, an entity or a business unit. And the third one is, which we are actually doing, as we are assuming the risk that people who have access, they are well certified, and we will only give access to FSO module if they have passed some compliancy trainings.
So, I mean, so basically it's up to us, right? So we need to take the risk and we need to do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
okay, I guess that's all we have. Ankit's question is answered, I guess.
There is one question from Swami. Does any bank will accept this many challenges in the system? Definitely yes, because banks are really modernizing themselves these days. There is huge technology transformation they are doing every day, and yeah, they are open for new technologies, Swami.
And they are already facing so many challenges, so these challenges won't be that big for them, and they would definitely help them, so they are adopting.
And I will like to invite here we have Lokesh, if you want to comment anything here, because you belong to this industry from very long time, how welcoming banking industry is for automation.
First of all, thank you so much for sharing this. This is really, really impressive, and I can see, how this product envisages. So I know the people who are involved in building this product, and they are actually inspired from some of the solution from Lloyds Bank, right? So I can easily relate to that. Now, so it's a journey basically, which I can see ServiceNow has started. Product has offering, definitely it has offering, but I believe it will mature with time. At the moment, currently with adoption, the only way ServiceNow will beat other platforms which are there at the moment, I believe, is cost and time to delivery, right? And relationship. So definitely, I see that it can be pitched into bank and can be adopted. But the architectural questions, which I forgot the name who asked, I think they are significant in terms, where it is hosted, data separation, encryption, single sign-on. but I wouldn't be surprised that ServiceNow has not thought about it. And I'm hoping and I believe that there should be enough mechanism in place to achieve that architectural compliance from bank perspective. That's my opinion, and I'm very new to ServiceNow, so I can only speak on the half an hour session I had, but looks very promising, I would say.
Yeah, like as far as my I had the conversation and I joined ServiceNow. Since, they have been doing a lot of research and being really careful with its implementation, and they have quite a lot of success stories. So I think it's going well with them.
Yeah, but as I said, it's a journey which has started. This product definitely will mature with time,
Yeah.
I would say, because there are so many things which are not there at the moment, which is understandable. It is just beginning. Um,
Yeah.
and I'm sure it will be there in future.
Yep. I think Savan, yeah, since they are going from in-house database but going on cloud, but yeah, it would be preferable. ServiceNow has already located it's a space where it is going to fit in, and it is going to answer the problems that are there, and not what I have understood. This is not going to replace any existing system. It's not a competitor of any of the system, but definitely going to work along with all the systems. Yep. And
I guess
from here I will.
I guess we are done with the questions. So let's do one thing. Let's hand over this to Pranav. So Pranav, over to you, man.
Yeah.
It's your game now.
Hello. Let me know if you're able to see my screen. Okay. Can anyone confirm that they're able to see my screen?
Yeah,
Yep.
I can confirm that.
Yeah, we can.
Okay. Let me just slide deck. So, I think most of you know me. My name is Pranav, and I'm a senior consultant, and currently working on the platform for around 5 years now. So I won't bore you with a lot of introduction and all. And so let's start. Lap time, it's lap time. So let me just go back to this. So firstly, I'll give you guys around 4-5 minutes to turn on your instances if your PDIs is sleeping, or if you want to log in and all. So in this lab, we are going to enable the plugins, the base plugins that are required for FSO, and as well as we're going to look into how the catalog items look when we go into the customer service portal for that. Okay, so I'll give you guys 2-3 minutes so that you can just go ahead. So let's wait for 2 minutes so that everyone is ready, and just confirm in chat once you're ready with your instances.
I guess we can do that in backend as well, but we can utilize these 2-3 minutes to
Sure.
for our next event. If you can just guide us through that as well, then.
So our next session will be with Michael Lombardo. So we call him the mayor of ServiceNow. Why we call him this? Because he has a lot of experience in the market, have done great implementation, and he is the CEO of Glide Fast Consulting. So he'll be coming next time on 20th Feb, 7:30, and so just make sure you are there, and you will learn a lot from him. And it's just because he is always busy, and so whenever he's coming up and delivering this session, so I don't think you should miss the opportunity and all to meet Michael Lombardo. And that's our next session. Dhruv, you want to add something?
Yeah, he is the one who has implemented ServiceNow for WWE. So he has some pictures with Undertaker. He used to tease me with those pictures. So, so he's a great guy. I mean, it was not that tough to convince him, but it was tough to book a slot in his calendar. So
Yeah.
don't miss that, guys, because he would be sharing those tips and tricks from his experience. He was one of the initial guys working on ServiceNow. So up to you. If you want to get some good experience, then do join. I'll create that event soon, and we'll pass on that information in the Telegram group. So we have certain links in the chat itself to join the Telegram group and join our meetup group. I'll post those events, so make sure that you join those things.
Awesome. So yeah, that's about our next event, and I hope you are now your instances are up and running. So let's move into the lab. So firstly, let's go into the plugins, and let's go into the plugins. So those who are familiar with the plugins module, it's if you want to enable the FSO modules and application, you have to use the same way, and let it load up. So this is the list of plugins, and I think in the chat you have the drive link, so you can download this lab, and we have to install these plugins. And once you can see that, let me just, yeah, so they are there. So when you install it, make sure that you click on load data. So load demo data is there so that you can see the dummy data and you can just play around with it. So that's important. So in my instance, we have already enabled these plugins. So just go ahead and enable these plugins. Once you are done, then you have to go to the CSP portal. That's the consumer portal. And once you go there, then go to the request something. This is a portal view for our FSO module, and it's kind of a similar to how we see for the other request something on the other portals and all that are there. So you can just see all the items, catalog items that are related to the FSO module, and just go ahead and just play around with these modules. So that's all I have in the lab, because it's the first day. We just started with FSO, and so plugins are very important to know, and we have to just enable these things, just play around with this thing. In future sessions, we'll go into a bit more advanced labs where we'll cover more details of the module and all, how the workflows and other things work. So that's there, and just confirm these things are there in your instance once you enable the plugin, and make sure these plugins are enabled in this order, right? And because otherwise these might be dependent plugins on certain top modules. So that's there. So that's about the lab, and I'll just ask you guys, if you want, you can just do it after the session, or probably we can give you 5 minutes or 10 minutes to perform the lab or download the document. And if you have any question, you can ask at the time. Then we have a quiz coming up for you guys where you can just win some cool prizes and all. So let's wait for 4 or 5 minutes for you guys.
Plugin will take a lot of time, man. You can't just
Yeah.
And also, like when you are activating the plugin, I would recommend you to go through the case, raise a case, try to fulfill it as an agent, and understand the workflow of it. Banks working in ServiceNow, and how do you experience currently with your real-time experience with the banks? You will understand more.
Thank you, Kopal, for that. And so guys, now I'll put a link in the comments. So this is a quiz link. So I want you all to go into this link and register yourself. There will be 5 questions, and just go ahead and just submit it. And once you are done, then we'll pick up a winner from this. And if there is a tie, then we'll put them in the pinwheel and all.
So do you want me to show the prize?
Yeah, true.
Okay, so this is what let me know if you're able to see. This is something that I got from ServiceNow. So I've got a lot of them, so we'll be distributing this. So it's just a widget spinner, if you see, with the logo of Now, and you can play around like this. And at the back end you can see it's a kind of a charger. So just let me bring that in. Just plug it into your laptop and charge your phone. So kind of a good utility. ServiceNow used to distribute these on Knowledge, so just have a fun around this.
Yeah, so we'll be picking up 3 winners from the quiz, and if there is a tie, then we'll use a wheel to decide that. And plus we'll also have a lucky draw so that there will be 2 winners from that also. We'll do it right away. So the link is in the chat. Just go ahead and enter into the quiz, and we'll just announce the result. And we'll give you 5 minutes for that. So it's 8-1 here, so 8-6. Let's wait till 8-6. We'll be accepting the responses till that time. And also, if you're done with the quiz, you are welcome to ask any questions, and we'll answer those questions.
So there's one question from Devian. He's saying that he's seeing only 2 plugins. So make sure you are on Paris release, then only that would work.
Great, guys. So we got 11 responses till now. Good. Let's wait.
Hey man, you can show the quiz as well. I want to see the questions.
Yeah, sure. So once it's done, once we close the answer, then we'll just discuss the quiz questions. So guys, we have 3 more minutes left. Awesome.
But the questions are really interesting, Pranav.
Thank you.
How many responses so far?
So we have, let me check quickly. We have 30 responses till now, and we have approximately 50 people. So another 1 minute left, guys. And then
Wow. Competition is tough. 30 people.
Yeah. And we are not eligible who are like Mavericks members. So
Oh, that's sad.
okay, guys, last minute left.
So Pranav, do we have any instance that we can share it with?
I'm seeing someone is sharing the screen. Not sure.
You share your screen, man. You can just stop it.
Okay, guys, so I'm closing the quiz now, and hope you have submitted, and we have received 36 responses. And let me just see what we got. Okay, so got. So I'm just compiling the results till the time. And based on that, I'll just share. Give me 5 minutes. Okay, so a lot of you guys have answered all the questions correct. Great job, guys. So we will just put your name in the picker wheel, and
Pranav, I think you need to share your screen. We are not able to see anything.
I'm gonna share. So let me just share my screen. Hold on. Are you able to see my screen?
No.
No.
Aman is sharing his screen.
Okay, I'll try again. Okay, so we have the results now. So these are the people who have answered all the 6 questions, and we'll just exclude all who are like the Mavericks member, and then we'll just put them in a pinwheel and we'll see who gets the prizes. Okay, so let me just compile the results. So I'll do offline.
Hey, you need to share the answers first, man. How would we know you have done it correct?
That's nice to do. So let me go back to the quiz. Okay, so this is the quiz, guys. So I'll just enter some. Let me go to the answer section. Hold on. Just. Okay, so this is the quiz. Just give me a second, guys. I'm just going to the answer screen. Okay, so I have marked the answer. Okay, guys, able to see my screen? So these are the answers for this. So you can see that prior to Aspen release, so the versions were named based on the season. So if you remember winter, summer, like that, they were there. And what was the original name of ServiceNow? Well, that was GlideSoft. And what's the current role? So these are all the roles Chuck Tomasi had, but this is the current one, developer advocate. And when we saw the catalog builder, we saw in the Quebec release, and what is the object that's available in the display VR? So that's G_Scratchpad. So those of you who have answered all, congratulations to all of you. And let me just quickly put your names in the picker wheel, and then we'll see the results. Okay, let me just enter those things. I've stopped sharing the screen. Give me a minute.
But seeing how ServiceNow releases are going on, I think alphabets are also going to fall short.
And just one thing, guys, whosoever wins the prize, you need to message your address and all those things on the Telegram group. And if you want, you can just message me directly as well, so that will see how we can courier these things to you. So first try your luck, then struggle. Yes.
Yeah, those people. Give me a minute, guys.
You have all the time, Pranav. We are waiting for the pinwheels.
Thank you.
How many do we have? Like how many winners we are going to have?
We'll have 3 winners out of this, and then we'll have 2 more. That will be a lucky draw.
Okay.
Based on whoever answered.
right.
Someone is suggesting that next time we can go for fastest finger first.
We'll take this in account.
Yeah, and then network latency will play a big role.
Till the time, guys, if you can just come up with complete your lab, or if you have any other questions, you can ask, and we are there.
No, we want to see the picker wheel.
You have to give me time. I'm not a super with Excel, so probably will need some time.
I'm saying give prizes to all the winners. Next time, if people will select the 50 winners, then ServiceNow is going to kill me.
So this platform is really nice, that Kahoot, where you will see, real time, and you can just ask, and there you will be able to implement the fastest fingers also.
Nice one.
Nice.
You just have to share the link with everybody. At a time, everybody will log in. Once you start a quiz, people will answer it, and there you will see, like, they will be able to see the answer and the colors, and they have to choose the colors. So they have to use things together.
Yeah, just add that in the comments so that we can just take that to account.
Next time, we'll ask Ripple to organize the quiz.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm up. No issue.
Okay.
All audience is waiting eagerly. Who is going to get the prize? Make it fast, Pranav.
Trying as fast as I can because I'm compiling both the things together. The others also, right? We have the lucky draw, so we'll see both the things together.
Yes.
Hey, next time it's a good suggestion that we'll use the ServiceNow platform itself to design the quiz.
Done. We can just take up.
And there are some suggestions that the one who secured the lowest should also get.
Seriously consider
Nice
this
one.
suggestion, because always the last people who are not able to answer, they'll never get a prize, no? We should give them chance.
No, they should get
Yeah,
the
they have-
motivation to, just brush up their knowledge.
Why should always the fastest fingers with, even the one who is doing his, he was struggling, or who did at the last might have some other challenges. So I think we should give to the last one also.
No, that's why we have the picker wheel, right? All of
Just
those who
kidding.
have answered the questions.
Okay,
Yeah.
guys. So I'm ready with this, and let me just share my screen again. Sorry for delay, guys.
Whoopee.
Okay. So we have this picker wheel now. So let me add the list. So these were the winners. These were the people who scored 6 out of 6. And I'm just adding to the list. And let's see.
Congratulations.
Actually, let's just again spin it.
Thank you, guys.
Shrikant.
Congratulations,
So,
Shrikant.
congratulations, Shrikant. And let's see the last winner.
Oh, again Shrikant.
No, you need to hide him.
Yeah.
Sorry,
So-
Shrikant, only one. Oh,
Congratulations.
congratulations.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, yeah, everyone.
Let's do another one now. This will be for everyone who participated in this quiz, and we'll just announce 2 people out of this. So let's see. Let me edit corporate. Okay, now we have everyone.
Just check your names
So-
if you are there. Just
So I've removed more. Let's see last 2.
Oh, congratulations.
4th winner, and let's see the last one. And I need to hide him again. I don't want him to. The second one again. Okay, so let's see who's the last. So, guys, these are our 5 winners. So you can connect with us through Telegram channel, and just you can connect with any one of us, me, Dhruv, Kopal, any one of us. So that's pretty much it we have. And back to Dhruv.
So yeah, the last slide. If you have any questions, then we are good. Otherwise,
Any final thing, guys, before we wind up the session?
final slide.
Okay, guys, thank you very much for joining the session, and the winners, please connect with us over Telegram or WhatsApp, anywhere, and we would be happy to help, like, distribute your prizes or courier your prizes and all. Okay, thank you very much, and have a great day and good night. Yeah, Dhruv.
And don't forget to register for the next event. I'll just push on those things.
Yeah, definitely, and I
Thank you,
think
guys.
we should not miss that session. Thank you, guys.
Much appreciated.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for being a wonderful audience. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Guys.
Yeah.